That if you could just hear the things that we speak about when the microphones are off, but it's a good thing you can't. Some of us might not have jobs any longer. But we're still talking this morning. 10 o'clock is about 20-something minutes away, and the former chairman of the Ikeja branch of the NBA is in the studio, Monday Ubani, and we've spoken about the case of Ayo Fayose, as well as the comments from the Chief Justice of Nigeria, but taking one more comment from the Judiciary, and it's the outgoing president of the NBA, Mr. Okewale, who said that the NBA must participate in the appointment of judges to ensure diligence. He said that the NBA must recognize that it is only the existence of a viral, fearless, and independent judiciary that can guarantee an enduring democratic government and the maintenance of law and order.
Right.
The NBA hereby repeats the call that we be an important part of the process of making judicial appointments. No one should be appointed a judicial officer without the input and consent of the NBA.
Yeah.
What do you think about
The
this?
point is just on what input is he talking about? Because
Exactly.
how the names
structures.
are beautiful, how the names are generated. I mean, I just told you that I handed over recently. Before I did, there was this issue of appointment they want to do in Lagos State of judges. We just saw almost 30 names. How those names emanated, we don't even know. We're only asked to comment. And so what do you expect me to comment about? On what are you following? So we're talking about participation of the NBA. And we're saying that the judiciary has a problem because of issue of appointment of judges. We are appointing people not on merit. Most times now it is the Obas, it's the Ezes, who bring forth and politicians that I want my daughter, I want my niece, I want my cousin to be a judge, even if the person does not have any intention to be a judge. It's a calling.
Yes.
Not
everybody does it.
Exactly. You are placed in a high position of playing the role of a god. Talking about justice and passing judgment on people. So whoever wants to be a judge, it must be a natural calling. You must have the interest. You must have the passion. But nowadays it's because of the glamour, I want my relation to be a judge, and they will just suggest the name to the governor before you know it, the person becomes a judge, not because he has the natural flair to be a judge, he has that natural calling, and that's why you see the standard every time, and the corruption we're talking about, because of the quality of judges. So I don't know what level he's talking about the participation of the bar, but I think in America what they do is that they advertise it.
Yes, they do.
Some of them are even elected. So if you have the passion, apply. Then they look at the criteria. If you satisfy the criteria, then you become a judge. Some are even elected, but when you become elected, then you now remove yourself from politics and then face the judicial issue of justice and all that. You don't mingle it in America. So maybe we have to go for that particular standard of probably appointing judges through advert. If you have a calling,
leave the names up for so the public is able to go
and know who is coming.
Bring up
Exactly.
It's open to all, basically, to be part of
most of them that are being appointed now most of them not from the bar. We don't know who are, most of them from, Ministry of Justice.
Do you think it's necessary for judges to at least have had some bar experience?
That is the most important thing now. It's a bar. You must have practiced at the bar.
Like how much would you say?
No. Well, it's for 10 years. That's what the Constitution says. You must have practiced law actively for 10 years. You've been in court and see proceedings record, see what lawyers undergo and all that, and see the procedures, how it's been done. And so you don't come from nowhere without any experience, cognitive experience that you want to be a judge. It doesn't happen anywhere except in Nigeria. You must have experience. Somebody like Oputa was from the High Court. He went straight to Supreme Court. He was an active, barman before he became a judge. The same thing with Elias, that ended up being appointed as a CJN of this country. He was a lecturer. He knew everything about practice and all that. So, and they ended up being the best in this country. Have you noticed that we don't have the same quality of judges we used to have in the Supreme Court when Oputas of this world were there? When you hear names, when they make pronouncement, their judgment were being cited all over the world, especially in the Commonwealth nations. So what we're saying is that the quality has gone down, and we need to do something about appointment. So if you're talking about input of the bar must come in a way that shows they really have an input, not issue of comment. And you don't know where those names are coming from. How do those names how are they generated? How are they generated? And nobody's asking questions. Nobody's asking questions. You just see names, and these people are not interested in bar. In being at the bench, and you are putting them because of the glamour. Shouldn't be that way.
All right, let's get to the confab issue and then we'll get to the phone lines. Now, we spoke before the confab started. So on a general note, what do you think? How has it gone? There's been a 6 weeks extension a few weeks back, or is it 4 week extension to give them more time? But at the end of the day, the issue raised then and the issue still remains now that the agreement or whatever comes out of the confab would still be sent to the National Assembly.
Has it been agreed? Because nothing. You see, that's why I say you don't set out a journey, without knowing
a destination in mind.
That is the point. That was my problem with that confab. I said, look, there should have been an enabling law, which is what they want to do now. There is no law that allows a reference to.
But who's going to pass the enabling law?
The National Assembly should have done that. That would have been what the president should have done. Set out this particular, structure, the modalities, and then the outcome. Where it's going, so all that would have been decided. So these guys know whatever they are deciding, they know where it's going to head. But now there's nobody that has an idea, and that's what the next one they want to debate now. Where is it going to National Assembly or to referendum? Oh, how do we now lobby the National Assembly to pass law allowing the entire thing we have agreed upon to go
because
to? And they will not agree because almost of the things you have agreed upon, most of them have even affected them. Are you following me?
Yes.
And those guys will not allow such
So at the end of the day, that means if they send this to the National Assembly, the National Assembly either delays it or at the end of the day doesn't approve it.
In fact, they will remove.
We have simply wasted time.
Our money, which is what opposition party was saying at that point in time, that this man, did he actually mean well? And if he meant well, these are the things, the steps supposed to have taken in order to ensure that these things are done correctly. And we are being vilified, we are being called them, because there is no knowledge now as to what will be the outcome of all those issues, especially with some of the restructuring, you hear about now. Exactly, state police, issue of local government, and let it be a state affair. Because this issue of going to Abuja every month to go and collect allocation makes many people to insist we must have state. We must have local government, as many local government, and you collect all this money, it doesn't get to the grassroots.
And now we want 18 plus one unknown new state.
Exactly, making it 54. Bigger than that America. America is a continent, remember? America has only 50 states, and America is a continent. You are a country, you're talking about 54 states. Doesn't that sound mad? And there are no resources. There is no state today that can actually generate enough income, beautiful, that can run its government with its own internally generated revenue. Depend on Abuja, the oil money.
We're still fighting over the issue of resource control and the breaking down the derivation.
Yes,
so how are we even looking at bringing in 18 more states that will now be part of that
nobody has been
formula?
talking about that. Nobody has been talking about what am I going to bring into the table. It's talking about what they want to share. Oh no, don't leave it at 13, take it to 21 and all that. I agree that whatever you have in your own land, on your soil, should be yours. I have that belief. Use it. Then there is no state that does not have something. I'm just telling you. But the point is that laziness is there. Oh, that is an oil money. Nobody wants to care about how to internally generate money. Americans' economy, go and look at what is being run on. It's on tax. Everything you do.
Taxes that the states pay to
exactly.
to Washington.
It's wrong. Everything the hotel you sleep, as you are coming in, everything you do is on tax. Park your car anyhow in the US, for 1 minute.
It's tax.
You are paying for
it's
it.
A fine.
Are you following me? And they use it. You see the work. The tax money is working. Because the roads have been, in fact, even the road that is very good, you see them tomorrow, opening up the road again, trying to repair and all that. Yeah. Because your tax, you pay the money, they're using it to ensure that your life is better. But here, there is a problem. We need to really correct a lot of anomaly in this nation.
Yes.
So yes.
Despite the lapses, the negatives you mentioned from this National Confab, do you think any positive can come out of it?
Many positive decisions have been reached. And I've told you about the state police, local government. Apart from the state correction that I disagree with, there are issues that are coming up that I found so comfortable with. But where is that thing going to?
Because
how
right now
they
still end up as suggestions.
Suggestions to National Assembly members. And this is what we said, there should have been a proper law enacted, setting out the modalities and setting out the outcome where it's going to headed. Let it not be any, let it not end with the National Assembly, because these guys are very conservative. They will not allow anything that has to do with them. Because there are some decisions, that yes, exactly. So let that thing be done, before you enter into the conference. They disagreed and now they're not looking for a way out. National Assembly is just there watching, and they say when you finish, you bring it to us. We know where we put
and
it.
They will still
I know where they put it. Dustbin, because it goes so all that money would have gone, into the dustbin. You wasted all our time and resources. Is it the way to run a nation?
There are a lot of things we do understand.
I see there are no educated men again in this country. So that my problem is that when things have been done this way, you begin to wonder: are there no, with all the professors, with all the knowledgeable men and women, why is that
all the exposure,
yes,
the
why is that we're putting our foot, the wrong foot always forward? Why?